Hi, welcome back to a new episode of the Guys Book Club in the World, the AK Book Club. Yeah! And today, guys, it's extremely special episode because today, guys, we're on episode number 336. Let's go. And guys, it's also a great episode, extremely exciting episode because today it's a new week. So welcome to a new week. And you know what is coming to, you know what is going to come to you guys? Yeah, that's right. Extremely exciting episode per week. So let's go. You see me really happy because I really got remix in my ears. And as I tell you guys, yeah. So if you're new to the channel, guys, welcome. If you're not familiar with the channel, welcome back. My name is Zach and I'm the host. And in this podcast, guys, we are working together on speaking level and on communication skills to stand in front of the camera and communicate well for the camera. I'm doing so because I truly believe that English is the number one tool that teach one of us must acquire in order to be successful in life. And the second tool that is going to help us in life is in order to communicate well for the camera. And if you take those two skills and you can combine them together, you can create great content to the internet and you can influence billions of people all around the world. So I recommend to work on this stuff and to kill it. Just crush it. Just be the greatest you can be. And guys, and I truly believe, guys, focus on the skill, guys. I can focus with my music. And guys, and I'm really hoping that from and my goal from this podcast, and I'm hoping that by welcome back to the new channel of the Kansas Book Club in the World Book Club. If you're not the channel, welcome, and don't feel familiar with the channel, welcome back. My name is Zach and I'm the host. And in this podcast, I'm going to get speaking level, and then communication skill to stand in front of the camera, to comment in front of the camera. I'm doing so because I truly believe that English is the number one tool that teach one of us must acquire in order to be successful in life. And the second tool is going to help us out, it's going to comment in front of the camera. And if you take the two skills and you can combine them together, guys, you can create great content on the internet. And you can influence billions of people all around the world. It's only recommend to work on the stuff, guys. So just do it. And I'm hoping that by sharing with you guys my journey, my failures, my success, my ups and downs, the obstacles I was facing from podcasting 5 extreme excitement per week, as the lessons that I learned during the process and inspire you. The ladies and gentlemen that are watching the podcast, maybe you to also do the same, to share a message and inspire the world, because it's truly believe it's really important for you to share a message and to inspire the world and make a difference because we're here. So just work on the stuff. And guys, Mr. tell you that as the last stuff that I learned, and you can see this is things that I learned the last week to put the current date of the episode that I'm recording, because I told you this is the episode is you can see it's 356 and the current episode of today is 323. I'm about to show you the grind and the hustle. And in the sub count, we have 2 subscribers. Shout out to the 2 subscribers of the greatest book club in the world, the AK Book Club, and the total 318 views, total views of the channel, 323 episodes. Guys, it's 1 year, more than 1 year, and we are going to close 1 year and 3 months of podcasting. So I keep grinding, guys, every day, every single day. So thank you very much for joining me. And guys, today we got this great background behind us. This girl, she just, just vibing, enjoys the evening. She's thinking of the meaning of life. And she said, okay, I want to come to the podcast. Can you please host me on the podcast? And I said, of course I can host you on the podcast. So come to the podcast. And here she is. And if you want to check her out, you can find her on 3, 2, 1, kabam! You can find her on Good Fun. And this great background upload to Good Fun by Vanilka on 19 January 2016. It's downloaded already 2,224 times, guys. And of course, we like the background because we really love it, guys. If you want to download the pictures, that you need to choose the resolution from here. Press download. Right click on the picture, go to Shmirat B'Shem Minibur or set pictures in English, and tap down and comment to write it in all language. And always we need to guess from where you are all around the universe. It's going to be a really nice game. And I said the universe because we are going to see, people are going to watch this classic, this masterpiece of podcasting 10 years from now, 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now, and 1 million years from now, and beyond. And this is why I say from your universe, because the human mankind are going to spread all around the world, all around the universe. So press on Shmirat B'Shem, save picture S, choose the one to save it on the computer, and press 7, just like that, you will get this great background on the computer. So thank you very much for the artist who made this great background, and thank you very much for Vanilka for sharing this great background with us. and this is Azor. Diamond. So thank you very much for the artist and for Nico for sharing this grand background with us. And another thing, guys, as you see, I'm really pumped. And another thing that I learned is now I'm listening to a good Bad Bunny, the guitar song, and you got the original song in the description below. And I learned to some nice remix, because I want to be start to be a DJ, so I need to hear the music, and then it's really pumping me up. So yeah, it's really great. I really enjoy the music, and it's giving me much more energy to the podcast. So yeah, maybe you can try this too. And anyway, guys, today we continue our journey with influence, the psychology of persuasion. We are going to finish chapter 2. It's written by Robert B. Cialdini. Really great book, and I learned so much from each episode. From each episode, I learned so much, and I think that you are also learning from this stuff. And guys, if you want to check out this grand book, or if you want to check out Robert B. Cialdini's social media account and influence the book, you got all the link in the description below, so make sure to check them out, like them, and learn from them. And guys, if anyone of you have any suggestions for me, I can myself for the podcast, or if anyone of you want to come to the podcast, big to the podcast, share with the world, expand the world, make a difference because we're learning and enjoy the time. Be great. And if you want just to come to the podcast and have a great time with me, you can please let me know in the comment below so we can arrange it. And I'm really not getting English, so let's go, let's meet up. Yeah. You guys, of course, you're more than welcome. If you learn something new from the channel, maybe something that's it, maybe a nice quote from the book, or maybe you have your own lessons that you learned from somewhere else, you're more than welcome to share it with all of us, with all the community in the comment section below, so all the community and the people all around the world and the universe can learn from you and get inspiration from you, improve our life, and we can improve our life and enrich ourselves thanks to your wisdom. So guys, thank you very much if you can do it. So yeah. And one thing, guys, before we move to the book, if you enjoy the process, if you love the video, and if you learn something from the channel, please consider to show support to the channel and to the journey by liking the video, sharing with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and put the notification bell so you can get it. On each of the extremely exciting episodes on coming to YouTube, and it's going to be 5 extremely exciting episodes per week. So make sure to like the video, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and put the notification bell. Guys, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 clicks from your side, and it's really going to make a big impact on me. So thank you very much. And to tell you, I have my TikTok, and you got a link to my TikTok in the description below. So today I'm going to read it to you. I got to just view the TikTok, and I didn't get an application about a comment, and then I noticed that I have a comment. So Adam Chernov wrote me, "Keep doing these amazing videos. Don't give up. One day you will be so successful. I really like your dedication. You earned my follow." So thank you very much, Adam Chernov. It's really made my day. Put a big smile on my face. So thank you very much for a nice word, guys. It's really and it's really the little word, the kind stuff, the small stuff can really make someone's day. So let's do it, guys. Make a smart positivity all around the world. So guys, right now, before the introduction, let's jump right into the book. Are we ready for it? Are you ready for it? Here it's come. Influence, the Power of Persuasion by Robert B. Cialdini, page 48 to 52 on the PDF, and it's 38 on 42 in the book. Read, but the legend, the one, the man, Mr. John, please. Mr. John, please. Mr. John, please. It's your boy, the one and only. Hey, yeah. So let's go. Title: How to say no. It's really important. The life against the requester who employs the rule for reciprocation, you and I face a formidable foe. Whether by presenting us with an initial favor or initial concession, the requester will have enlisted a powerful ally in the campaign for our compliance. At first glance, our fortunes, FORTUNES, in such a situation would appear this small. We could comply with the requester's wish and, in so doing, succumb to the reciprocity rule. Or we could refuse to comply and thereby suffer the brunt of the rules forced upon our deeply conditioned feelings of fairness and obligation. Surrender or suffer heavy casualties. Cheerless prospects indeed. Fortunately, those are not our only choices. With the proper understanding of the nature of our opponent, we can come away from the compliance battlefield unarmed, and sometimes even better off than before. It is essential to recognize that the requester will invoke the reciprocation rule or any other weapon of influence to gain our compliance is not the real opponent. Such a requester is chosen to become a jiu-jitsu warrior who aligns himself with the sweeping power of reciprocation and then merely releases and then merely release is that power by providing a first favor or concession. The real opponent is a rule. If we are not to be abused by it, we must take steps to diffuse its energy. But how does one go about neutralizing? But how does one go about neutralizing the effect of a social rule like that for reciprocation? It seems too whispered to escape and too strong to overpower once it is activated. Perhaps the answer then is to prevent its prevent its activation. Perhaps we can avoid a confrontation with the rule by refusing to allow the requester to commission its force against us in the first place. Perhaps by rejecting the requester's initial favor or concession to us, we can avoid the problem. We can evade the problem. Perhaps, but then perhaps not. Invariably, declining the requester's initial offer of a favor or sacrifice works better in theory than in practice. The major problem is that when it is first presented, it is difficult to know whether such an offer is honest or whether it is the initial step in an exploitation attempt. If he always assumes the worst, it would not be possible to receive the benefits of any legitimate favors or concessions offered by individuals who had no intention of exploiting the reciprocity rule. I have a colleague who remembers with anger how his 10-year-old daughter's feelings were terribly hurt by men whose method of avoiding the jaws of the reciprocity rule was to refuse abruptly and kindness. The children of her class were hosting an open house at school for their grandparents, and their job was to give a flower to each visitor entering the school grounds. But the first man she approached with a flower growled at her, "Keep it." Not knowing what to do, she extended it toward him again. Only to have him demand to know what he had to give in return. When she replied weakly, "Nothing, it's a gift," he fixed her with this believing glare, insisted that he recognized her game, and brushed on past. The girl was so stung by the experience that she could not approach anyone else and had to be removed from her assignment, one she had anticipated fondly. It is hard to know whom to blame more, the insensitive men or the exploiters who had abused his mechanical tendency to reciprocate a gift until his response add a sort to a mechanical refusal. No matter whom you find more blameworthy, the lesson is clear. We will always encounter authentically generous individuals, as well as many people who try to play fairly by the reciprocity rule rather than to exploit it. They will doubtless become insulted by someone who consistently rejects their efforts. Social friction and isolation well, could well result. A policy of blanket rejection then seems ill advised. Another solution holds more promise. Its advises us to accept the desirable first offers of other, but to accept those offers only for what they fundamentally are, not for what they are represented to be. If a person offers us a nice favor, let's say we might well accept, recognizing that we have obligated ourselves to a return favor sometime in the future. To engage in this sort of arrangement with another is not to be exploited. It is not to be exploited by that person for the rule for reciprocation. Quite the contrary, it is so participate fairly in the honor network of obligation that has served us so well, both individually and societally, 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 from the dawn of humanity. However, if the initial favor turns out to be a device, a trick, an artifice, artifice, designed specifically to stimulate our compliance with a larger return favor, that is a different story. Here, our partner is not a benefactor, but a profiter. And it is here that we should respond to his action on precisely those terms. Once we have determined that his initial offer was not a favor but a compliance tactic, we need only react to it accordingly to be free of its influence. As long as we perceive and define his action as a compliance device instead of a favor, he no longer has the reciprocation rule as an ally. The rule says that favors are to be met with favors. It does not require that tricks be made with favors. A practical example might make things more concrete. Let's suppose that a woman phoned one day and introduced herself as a member of the Home Fire Safety Association in her town. Suppose she then asked if you would be interested in learning about home fire safety, having your house checked for fire hazards, and receiving a home fire extinguishing and extinguishing, all for free, all free of charge. Let's suppose further that you were interested in those things and made an evening appointment and made an evening appointment to have one of the associations inspectors come over to provide them. When he arrived, he gave you a small hand extinguisher and began examining the possible fire hazards of your home. Afterward, he gave you some interesting, though frightening information about general fire dangers, along with an assessment of your home's vulnerability. Finally, he suggested that you get a home fire warning system and left. Such a set of events is not impulsive. Beyond cities and towns have non-profit associations, usually made up of fire department personnel working on their own time, that provide free fire safety inspections of this sort. Were those events to occur, you would clearly have been done a favor by the inspector. In accordance with the reciprocation rule, you should stand more ready to provide a return favor if you are to see him in need of aid at some point in the future. An exchange of favors of this kind would be in the best tradition of the reciprocity rule. A similar set of events with, however, a different ending would also be possible. In fact, more likely. Rather than leaving after recommending a fire alarm system, the inspector would launch into a sales presentation intended to persuade you to buy an expensive, trigger the alarm system manufactured by the company he represented. Door-to-door home fire alarm, door-to-door home fire alarm, door-to-door home fire alarm companies will frequently use this approach. Typically, the product, while effective enough, will be overpriced. Trusting that you will not be familiar with the retail cost of such a system, and that if you decide to buy one, you will feel obligated to the companies that provided you with a free extinguisher and dome inspection. Those companies will pressure you for PRESSURE you for an immediate sale. Using this free information and inspection gambit, fire protection sales organizations have flourished around the country. If you are to find yourself in such a situation with the realization that the primary motive of the inspector's visit was to sell you a costly alarm system, your most effective next action would be a simple private maneuver. It would involve the mental act of redefinition. Merely define whatever you have received from the inspector: extinguishing, safety information, hazard inspection, not as gifts, but as sales devices. And you will be free to decline or accept his purchase offer without even a tag from the reciprocity rule. A favor rightly follows a favor, not a piece of sales strategy. And if he subsequently, and if he subsequently, and if he subsequently responds to your refusal by proposing that you, at least, give him the names of some friends he might call on, use your mental maneuver on him again. Define his retreat to this small request as what it is hoped after reading this chapter, you recognize it to be a compliance tactic. Once done, there will be no pressure to offer the names as a return concession, since this reduces the request would not be viewed as a real concession. At this time, unimpaired by an inappropriately triggered sense of obligation, you may once again be as compliant or non-compliant as you wish, provided you are so insane, you might even turn his own weapon of influence against him. We call that rule for reciprocation entitles a person who has acted in a certain way to a dose of the same thing. If you have determined that the fire inspectors gifts were used, not as genuine gifts, but to make a profit from you, then you might want to use them to make a profit for your own. Simply take whatever the inspector is willing to provide. Safety information, home extinguisher, home extinguisher, home safety information, home extinguisher. Thank him politely and show him out the door. After all, the reciprocity rule asserts that if justice is to be done, exploitation attempts should be exploited. Title: Reader's report from a former TV and stereo salesperson. For quite a while, I worked for a major retailer in the television and stereo department. Sales people in this department are paid on a commission basis. However, continued employment was and still is based on the ability to sell service contracts rather than merchandise. Company policy was that for every 10 sales you made, you had to sell at least 4 service contracts. Failure to bring your service contract sales up to expected levels for 2 consecutive months resulted in threats, relocation, or termination. Once I recognized the importance of meeting my sales contract quota, I devised a plan that used the rejection then retreat technique. Although I didn't know its name at the time. A customer had the opportunity to buy from 1 to 3 years worth of service contract coverage at the time of the sale. Most of the sales staff attempt just to sell a single year policy. That was my intention as well, since a 1-year contract counted just as much toward my quota as a 3-year contract did. Initially, however, when making my sales pitch, I would advocate the longest and the most expensive plan, realizing that most people would not be willing to spend that much, about $140. But this gave me an excellent opportunity later, after being rejected in my sincere attempt to sell the 3-year plan, to retreat to the 1-year extension and its relatively small $54.95 price, which I was free to get. This proved highly effective as I sold sales contracts to an average of 70% of my customers, who seemed very satisfied with the purchase, while others in my department clustered around 40%. I never told anyone how I did it until now. Notice how, as is usually the case, use of the rejection as an retreat tactic engages the action of the contract principal as well. Not only did the $140 initial request make the $34.95 request seem like a retreat, it made that second request seem smaller too. And guys, guess what? This is the end of the episode. So guys, thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate the fact that you choose to invest your time that you choose to invest your time with me, and I really hope that you learn something new from the channel from this episode. And if you learned, please share with us. You're more than welcome to share with us what you learned from this episode in the comment section below. So once again, enrich your life and improve ourselves next to you. And tomorrow, guys, we're going to start chapter 3: commitment and consistency. Goblins of the mind. It is easier to resist at the beginning than at the end. Leonardo da Vinci. So guys, thank you much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you all tomorrow episode with the guys book involved like book. Until then, have a great time, take care of yourself, and as always, bye bye. Guys, today Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, today is Sunday, 29 on March 2022, and the time now it's 14:47, and it's the comment really made my day. And today I made 2 new terrariums in my plastic bags in the window. And yeah, now I'm going to entrepreneurship course. I really love the course, and I hope to get 100. Grade 100 is the A++. I don't know how you say it in English. Yeah, let's go. Next week I have a military army training. I need to find out how I'm going to get there. After that, we're going to start the exam period in my mind. So we need to start to get into the semester, because I don't feel that I learned so well in this semester. I need to fix it. I need to improve my average, okay, if I want to continue to second degree. Anyway, have a good time. יום שלישי, 29/3/2022, וזה עכשיו יהיה 2:47, אז רפאל מהאגודה. הסייר של האגודה ביקש ממני שמחר הם עושים ישיבה לאפליקציה החדשה של האגודה, ביקשו שאני אעזור להם, לבוא לעשות ככה בקרת איכות. בכך אני לא מבין בזה, אבל שילמדו אותנו, ילמדו אתכם הכל. אני מציע, אני אזרח לדבר, אני הולך ללמוד לדמג האגודה, לשנה הבאה אני רוצה להגיע לתפקידים טכנולוגיים שם, נקדם את המזמן שלי והכל. יאללה, שיהיה בהצלחה. נתראות, שיהיה הזדמנות עכשיו, מתרגש לקראת, אוהב אותו, נתראות, ביי. אחלה מוזיקה נשמע.